going to talk about the town of Portlock, Alaska.
Okay.
Portlock, Alaska.
Portlock?
Portlock.
Okay. All right. Is it where is this?
It was a tiny town on the Kenai Peninsula in southern Alaska.
They only were allowed to watch Tiny Toons. They couldn't watch the regular Looney Tunes.
No, that was too advanced for them.
Yeah.
They needed Tiny Toons.
Right.
Tiny Toons for a tiny town.
They're furry, they're funny, they're Babs and Buster Bunny.
Yeah, and Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Can you name the pig?
Hampton.
The duck.
Plucky.
The Yosemite Sam ripoff.
Montana Max.
You're good. The Taz.
Dizzy
good,
Devil.
You.
Damn.
You're good, you.
Hard respect. I was playing the SNES game the other day.
Hard respect.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you even find that?
I was playing online like a port.
Oh, that's funny.
Portlock.
What do you got?
So, in the 1800s, late 1800s, the area of Portlock was discovered to be extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? They had a lot of fish.
Fertile.
A lot of salmon. Fertile. Very fertile in salmon.
In salmon, okay.
So, company sets up a cannery, a salmon cannery in the town, and the town kind of got built up around this industry. A cannery is, they put it in cans.
Yeah.
Send it all over.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, the town is populated by the
Bears.
local native native peoples.
I imagine if they have a lot of salmon, they would also have a lot of bears.
It's called the Alouette tribe. The
Bears
Aleut.
everywhere.
They work for the cannery company, right?
Okay.
And things were going well. Town was growing. They had a post office. They had all kinds of stuff.
Good profits.
And one day in 1905, 3 of the locals go out into the woods. They're bow hunters.
I respect them.
These are Indian guys.
Yeah.
They've been doing this for centuries. They know how to survive
Bow
in the
hunts,
woods.
yeah.
And they don't come back. They're missing for 3 days. Search party goes out to
Presumably
look
dead.
for them.
Gotta presume it.
They find the only evidence of them is they find one of the bows that the men had hanging from a tree. Like it had been snapped in half.
And thrown up there?
Yes, which would have required a large amount of strength to snap something.
Sounds like a
that.
bear.
And the quiver of arrows was strewn about, tins of food, but they couldn't find any of the bodies.
Bear.
Okay.
Grizzly bear.
Sometime later,
Wendigo.
Wendigo.
a guy was fishing up in like the mountain lagoons in the area, and he sees something bobbing in the water. And turns out he fishes it out, and it is
Nessie.
the body of one of the 3 men. It is missing an arm and a head. And as they examined the body, they conclude that there were no bite marks. That
No
it would
scratches.
Be no scratches that you would find if an animal had attacked them or something.
Yeah.
It appeared that
It's
the
too
head
clean.
and arm had been torn off.
Like ripped.
Like ripped.
No,
Now-
it still could be a bear.
This freaks out the town. And the locals start screaming that it is the Nantinak.
The Nantinak.
Is that their
Nantinak.
Bigfoot?
That is their Bigfoot.
Oh.
So they're really remote over there in Alaska, huh?
Sure are.
Do you know what probably would have helped them?
What's that?
A great telecommunication service like Riverside.
Oh, yeah. Riverside is there
yeah.
for all your podcasting and Zoom meeting type things.
Video conferencing. We're not mentioning the competition.
You're right. Sorry. Video conferencing.
Now we got to bleep that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they
believe you.
captured the zeitgeist on that.
Bad enough we got to
You're like my grandmother who would like always call it a Frigidaire.
Yeah.
Did you?
You know they call all soda and they're like, they call no. They'll say like if you're drinking a root beer, they'll say, "Can I have a Coke?" In certain parts of the country.
I always call it a
South.
Coke.
Is it in Alaska?
South.
Oh, the South.
Yeah,
Oh.
generally.
I generally will call soda a Coke.
Right.
My grandmother called all cartoons Mickey Mouses.
Really?
Mhm.
Gedim's grandmother
Yeah.
called all
Cartoons
Mickey Mouses.
Yeah, that
But
makes
I
sense.
think it's time we make a change today. From now on, we're going to call it Riverside.
Yeah, we're gonna Riverside.
Right,
this
we're going to
That's it.
Riverside it up.
Yeah.
Anytime we got to
Telecommunicate.
telecommute
Yeah,
and record.
We're Riversiding.
Yeah, we're Riversiding. Okay.
maybe for like a conference meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A podcast.
Yeah,
Get beautiful 4K video, awesome customer service. It is the best telecommunication service you could possibly have for an internet-related thing.
Can we splice in the Who's Best I Ever Had? Like in there? Like bargain? Call that a bargain. Best I ever
I was going to try to do a quip.
I think we just did.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Because
should
it's
be the theme
Riverside,
song,
you know, you
Riverside.
take the side road. Sometimes you take the side road, you get there faster and cleaner. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what
Gotta
else
side
is
it out.
You know what else is in the river?
Yeah.
Salmon.
That's right. Yes.
There is salmon.
So it would have also been apropos
Yes.
to their name.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
check out Riverside, our link right down there below. Thank you.
So they have for centuries known that this area is inhabited by an evil spirit known as the Nantinak, and it has killed these people. They don't show up for work. And now the owners of the company start harassing them. You got to come back to work.
Yeah.
Like they're like, no, we're not supposed to
The
be here.
Nantinak.
We got to go. It's going to
They're
kill
out.
us all.
Yep, they're out.
Eventually they come back to work and life continues. But over the next 40 years or so, 30 years, more and more murders keep happening.
Really?
And I'm
In
gonna-
the same like
And I'm
fashion.
going to start telling you about them.
Okay.
So, 1920, there's a hermit guy,
All right.
lives on the river in a houseboat. One
I
day,
respect them.
his houseboat just kind of drifts off and gets stuck in the mud. And they don't know what's going on, so they send some people in to
Why is
check
his
up
boat-
on him.
Why is his boat in the mud?
As they approach the boat, they find the boat is covered in blood. And they open it up, and he's still alive. And he tells them,
I want to see the boat movie.
he's dying. He's about to die. He has brutal internal injuries. And he says that he heard howling outside of his boat. He opened up the door and he saw a large hairy creature. And he ran to get his rifle, but it charged at him, smashed him up against this wall, and beat the shit out of him and just left him there to die. And he'd been laying there for like days, bleeding out.
And he's like, it's not a bear.
He's like, well, and then he died shortly after
Okay.
conveying this message to the people. I think I have his name. Hang on.
I mean, you're canning a lot of
Albert
salmon.
Petka.
Canning a lot of salmon. I feel
Albert
like there's
Petka.
Founder of the pet
Mhm.
pet store named after him.
Petco.
Yeah.
Founder of Petco.
Yeah.
Another guy. His name is Andrew. Let me see if I wrote down a bunch of stuff.
Mr. Andrews.
Mr. Andrews. I should have built you a bigger ship, Ross.
Should have bet you a better cannery.
Yes. Andrew Kamluck. This is in 1931. He was a logger.
All right, not too long from there.
He was found dead next to his logging. Well, his logging equipment was a big, heavy piece of machinery, was thrown far away from him. So, like, a lot of people would theorize that, like, he fell out of a tree.
Yeah.
But it was too far away for it to be.
Why would that happen?
Right.
Yeah.
The back of his skull was smashed into pieces.
Whoa.
Yes.
And these people aren't really eaten. They're just like
They're just destroyed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, this is right around like 1936. Guys are hunting goats, like the wild goats.
I
called
knew
sheep.
men who stared at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Great
they
movie. Great
and by the way, they keep finding like mutilated moose and shit
Okay.
like that. Mutilated moose and bears and all kinds of things. And these guys that were hunting the ghosts, they just vanish, never to be heard from again. Finally, the people living in the town have had enough, and they're like, "That's it.
We're done.
We're done." They abandoned the town. 1936, the town is completely left.
No one's there.
It's gone.
The Nantinak has.
Everyone evacuates the town because they just can't understand
People are
what the
just
fuck
dying
is
left and
happening.
right.
So today, Portlock is still there. It's just an abandoned ghost town
that you could go.
that you can go to. And there were stories throughout the 60s and 70s of people investigating the town and being chased off by fucking Bigfoots. So this is a town, it's real, that supposedly
Look that
has
up,
been
Jamie.
abandoned because of frequent Bigfoot attacks. It was under siege from Bigfoots in the surrounding wilderness.
Would
Yeah.
you go there?
I would check it out.
Is it possible? And I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Fat ass.
Supposedly there was a guy in 1990, he was an older man, who told a story about how when he was a kid, like all of the people came to his village. He was in like the neighboring village.
Yeah.
And the people showed up like, we can't live there anymore. We have to come here, you know? And keep in mind, this is fucking the wilderness in Alaska. It's not easy to move around.
Yeah, you're separated
You know,
from everything.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no roads in or out. It's like the only way to get there is by boat. But yeah, they got Nantenact.
Wow.
Portlock. You looking at pictures and shit?
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Is it possible that whether it's a tribal group or small group of individuals that are dressing up like,
I suppose
monsters
anything is
almost,
possible,
you know?
but how do you account for the superhuman strength of it
more than
all?
one person?
So they just a whole group
Yeah.
of them?
Just toss the
But no, because that one kind of survivor they found.
Yeah.
He would
he,
say-
He told, like, I've been killed by a Bigfoot. That's what he told them, apparently. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Spooky.
Bigfoot.
That's good. I love some cryptid shit.
Yeah, cryptids are great.